Hello, everyone. So today I have an interview with my client, John. In this interview, we are going to talk about his experience of working with us. We have been working for almost 4 months. And yeah, tell me a little bit about yourself and your business and who do you help, John?
Sure. Yeah. So our business is it's a LinkedIn growth agency. We've been in business for a little over 5 years now. What we do is we help predominantly clients in the manufacturing space and even tighter than that, packaging and pallet companies. So we help them generate leads off of LinkedIn,
Mhm.
and really mostly doing two things: getting their profile optimized for lead capture, so getting it set up in such a way that it's kind of lays out all of the things that they do and proving that they deliver the results that they deliver.
Mhm.
And then we start building targeted lists on LinkedIn Sales Navigator and out running outreach to potential clients for them.
Sure, sure. And can you tell a little bit about why did you hire us and what we helped you do?
Yeah, so LinkedIn growth agency, it's a pretty crowded space. I think where we've succeeded is the clients that we target are in kind of an old school traditional industry. Whereas, like, you might have somebody in tech or SaaS or anything more relevant, they understand the importance of it. The industries that we target are a little bit behind. But even still, the space is really crowded, and just the profile optimization and just the outreach to targeted people alone
Mhm.
was slowing. So we had to do something else to try to, up the level of leads we were bringing in. And an obvious area for that was to complete the circle of LinkedIn and start doing content.
Hmm. Amazing. So, can you tell a little bit about where were you before working with us and where are you right now in terms of getting calls booked from LinkedIn and attributable revenue generated from there?
Yeah, so before we started working with you guys, we were handling our content creation in-house. And it was just kind of like a passive thing. Like, we would create graphics, we would create very simple, like salesy, this is what we do types of posts. And weren't really seeing many results from it, weren't seeing much engagement, weren't seeing many impressions. And then we knew that we had to kind of adopt a new style or a new framework for creating content. And that's how we found you guys.
Mhm.
And right out of the gate, really up the level of the types of posts we were creating, getting much more engagement, a lot more impressions, and ultimately, our we don't need the content to completely go viral to book calls in that way. For us, it's a big enhancer to have it to
Mhm.
the outbound messaging that we're sending and our inbox managers are out there sending.
Mhm.
So I think we started on Jesse's profile. And I believe, well, I want to say in the first 2 months, I think we had 4 calls booked directly from his profile.
Hmm. Hmm. And yeah, go ahead.
Um, so then, like, part two was we've expanded now in the last few months to running across 4 of our teammates' profiles. We've had 10 booked calls and we've closed 2 of those deals. So they're 2 6-month contracts that are worth about $12,000 each. So about 24,000, 25,000 in revenue from 2 book calls.
Amazing, amazing. And can you tell a little bit about what kind of impact that the new type of content that you're creating right now has had on your business? Like, what type of difference has it created on your business right now?
Yeah, so something that so we have a pretty unique way in which we handle LinkedIn. We have, my profiles running outreach, my partner Jesse, our other founders' profiles running outreach, some of our sales team members are running outreach, but we're not the ones who are actually managing those profiles. We have a
Mhm.
team that is runs everything for us.
Mhm.
And I would say almost instantly we started to hear from them that And we've been running outreach on our profiles for years. So that's the beauty of our business is it's not a short-term fix. Sure, we'll get some leads for you in the short term, but like we're building a network over time. And that's how sales is. So it's compounding over time. We're making new connections. We're running messaging. If they don't respond right away, we're going to get back to them in 3 or 4 months. So
Mhm.
we've been doing that for 4 or 5 years across a lot of these profiles to some success. But then we really started to see an uptick in the conversations where we were getting more responses. And in those responses, our connections were saying, we've been getting your messages for years, saw some of the content that you were putting out, the newer content that we were putting out through you guys. And they were specifically mentioning that in their replies, that like that's what made them reply. And that's what made them ultimately get on a call and book a call.
Amazing. And how was your experience working with us? Like, how much time did you had to dedicate working with us? Like, was it easier? And how was the whole experience?
It was super easy up front. You know, we're a pretty busy company. We've got a lot of, everybody wears a lot of hats. Everybody's got a lot going on. But, you know, you guys made it easy with just a couple of, hour-long interviews about who we are, what we do, some of the measurable results that we've delivered for our clients. And, you know, it was nice to kind of have just a call where we could talk through. Sometimes we don't slow down and talk
Mhm.
through that stuff. So it was good to see. And it made us think a little bit more about, you know, some of the benefits that we have. Sometimes we're just bogged down in the work. And it was actually kind of nice to just sit back and have you ask the questions and us have, you know, be able to answer them.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And where do you see yourself in next 6 months if you continue to do this type of stuff that we are doing for you? And how do you see its future?
Yeah. I mean, you know, just like our business, you know, sales takes time. Building a network takes time and seeing the results of content. We understand that it takes time. So, right now, we're running content on 4 of our profiles. We have 6 profiles that are going out all the time. You know, so I'm looking to get more into those other additional 2 profiles, and just keep evolving it. You know, like we've spent a lot focusing on the outreach, the targeted outreach. I think there's a lot more potential with just coaching people on how their profile should be set up, you know, more of like a landing page versus a resume. So I think, you know, just working with you and your team just to continue to expand upon the results that we're delivering, but also the different types of tips and services that we can provide that are connected to each other.
Hmm. Amazing. And last but not the least, what would you like to tell someone who is on the fence for working with us? And what would you like to tell them about ourselves?
There's no time to wait, you know, like if you're on the fence and you know that LinkedIn can be a good source of leads for you, there's just no time to wait. You have to start now. Things change so fast, you know, like I said, we were running outbound messaging, getting tons of leads. It slowed because more people got it, but people aren't doing the content side of it. So it's just a really wide open space right now. There's a lot of room for potential, especially if you're like niche down into any sort of a category. Like you can be you can just be the expert in that category. There's so much room for that. And it's just LinkedIn is just flooding. It's getting flooded right now with people coming from other profiles. You know, Twitter and X are not what they used to be. They're not what it used to be. So like those people are just flooding into LinkedIn, and there's just a tremendous amount of opportunity. But it starts with having a great profile and with the profile and what you guys provide too, where the content side of it. So,
Mhm.
um, you know, there's just no time to wait. You got to do it, and it will take time,
Mhm.
but it will deliver results less in the short term, more in the long run for sure.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for your time, John. Really appreciate that.
Yep. Got it.